I'm Xintong Li. I'm from University of Oxford, and I'm going to introduce the work which have been done for characterizing the incidence rates of adverse events of special interest for COVID-19 vaccine, and with the team of Professor Danny Brito, Patrick George, and Anna, and also other people within the communities. So the works has been finished and is available on medRxiv, and also the GitHub the link is posted here. So to start it, as we all know, that there are large-scale immunizations programs ongoing across the world, but we also know that those vaccines has been developed in a very rapid speed, comparing with other medications, and they are authorized under emergency use. Also, we've seen these days that there's news raising on the safety concerns for the vaccines. So this introduced to a concept of the adverse events of special interest in vaccine safety surveillance. The plot I borrowed from WHO, the vaccine safety surveillance manual. So on the top, we see that says all the adverse events, and under that there is a subgroup which is called adverse event of special interest. That is before introduction of the vaccine, and after that, we can also observe the rate of those events among those vaccinated and those unvaccinated. So the background rates we are talking here is the rates of those adverse events happened before introduction of the vaccination. Here's an example of how the background rates been used in the current safety evaluation. So this is a screenshot I took from the UK's regulators that they saying they compare the reported rates of Bell's palsy with the nature rate, which is the background rates we're talking here. So within this, we see that it's important to understanding the background rates of those selected adverse events of special interest for the vaccine safety. And that's why we conducted this study to estimate a set of adverse events in the general population before the vaccine being introduced. So this is a retrospective cohort study. We have included 13 databases from 8 countries, including 5 claims data and 8 HR data. And we estimated the background incidence rates of those selected events from 2017 to 19. And we reported rates stratified by age, Gen 6, and also by databases. Aside from that, we also reported the pooled incidence rates using a random effect meta-analysis model to put all the rates across databases together. Here's the outcomes we included. There's a total of 15 events we included, and this is mostly based on the protocol published by the FDA protocol on the vaccine safety monitoring programs. So we see the events ranging from some more frequency events such as cardiovascular events, and also to some more rare events like transverse myelitis. So here's the results. We include a large number of people and person years in this study. I'm not trying to pronounce this out, but I'm going to say that there's a very large study included lots of people. So first part of the results, this is showing the pooled instance rates across databases by age and sex group. So the colored represents the classification by the CMOS frequency. So it ranged from very rare event to a very common event. So usually people tend to classify one event into a single classification groups. But here, for example, I highlighted the acute myocardial infarction, and we see across the whole row that there are 4 different colors, which tell us that it's not the simple idea of putting one adverse event into one classification. It's not reasonable. We should definitely take into the age and sex difference into account. And we also presented the database specific incidence rates of the test events. So for like for each single plot, all the dots represent a age and sex stratified incidence rates. So we see that for each single age and sex group, there are very big variance or heterogeneities across the databases. And also we can see the incidence trend, the trends with age here. So the solid line and the bar is the confidence interval, and the pooled estimation from the meta-analysis across the databases of each event. And here's another set of the events included. So we see they have different age patterns and also have different magnitude of cross databases heterogeneity. And these are some other events of interest. So to put all the things together, we see that single classification is not enough for sure, and also the use of a single point estimate of the incidence rates to compare with the observed rates in current report is not reasonable, because we see there's huge age and sex difference of the incidence rates. And also another thing is not negligible is the database difference that even which is beyond age and sex difference. So theoretically, doing a within database comparison might be more reasonable. And also, we hope that the rates being reported in other studies can be interpreted with execution. So yeah, that's all my presentation, and thank you for the community. Enjoy the journey.